Welcome to Raw Radio.
We back with takeaways.
No.
Gary?
No. I'm not starting until you say it.
We are live.
There we go. Yeah.
Hey, listen, you were grumpy when we recorded the episode with Jon Thomas from Tap Cancer Out, and things changed as the episode went on. And
Yes.
I'm curious, what impact
Ah.
did Jon make on you?
Well, the impact he made on me is just how much can be done when you do things professionally, you do things honestly, and the impact that you can have on other people by approaching things that way. When you do approach things that way, even if there's hiccups or things fall apart a little bit, you know that you're dealing with somebody that is going to make it right and take care of things. And when people make things right and they take care of things, they're going to keep growing. They're going to keep moving forward. They're going to keep building. And through all that, they're going to have a greater impact on the people they set out to help.
Yeah, I think often businesses focus on the revenue brought in, and they focus on dollars. They focus on these immediate things that create a return. But at the same time, often the impact is forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen to the people who are around us? What's going to happen to the people we are communicating with? What's going to happen with people that we are interacting with? And Jon in particular, but there's so many other nonprofits, and Rich was another one that we recently spoke with. That impact was so important to them from the very beginning, right? And I think once you focus on the purpose, the impact, the change that you're trying to make, the other things like revenue, dollars, and collecting the money and donations and so on, in these cases will follow. And that's simply because you're creating a quality product, you're creating a quality service in these cases, right? So both of them, Rich and Jon, are making huge impact on the communities that they are involved with a very simple vehicle of jiu-jitsu. And I think that's what was mind-blowing after the conversation, during the conversation with Jon. I personally didn't realize the amount of money that they were collecting, or donating, I should say, as a result of all of this. And that is really that black and white, that very kind of in-your-face impact that it just hit me. $870,000 last year. That is mind-blowing. That's mind-blowing.
I think what you touched on at the beginning there, people are looking for instant gratification.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, we fell short of our goal. Oh, well, and they might give up, where he seemed to have the idea that, we're going to put that instant gratification aside and we're going to work to make this the best we can make it, to make sure that it's run as professionally as it can be run. And when you see things like that, people tend to get involved more, stick with you more. And then you can have a greater impact because you're working properly to make sure that you can give as much as you hope to, or you can keep growing, right? He didn't have a couple tournaments one year and say, hey, you know what, we did pretty good, and we're gonna rest on our laurels. It was like, nope, man, we did good, but I want to do better. How do we get better? And it wasn't like asking for more. It was have a better organization, and people are going to come to it. Have a great tournament, and next year it's going to be bigger, right? It's not. It didn't seem like it was. And it's funny because background in marketing. him and his wife and advertising. It didn't seem like it was like, how can we make it more flamboyant? It was, how can we make these small increments to do things correctly to have a greater impact down the line. And if it wasn't for the insaneness of 2020, that 800,000 was going to be a lot more. And 2021 is going to bring huge numbers for these guys, because they kept trying to make an impact even during COVID. It was, what can we do? How can we pivot? What can we do to make to keep this impact going?
Yeah, you touched on two things. One is that flashy stuff, right? Both of them come from a marketing background, and obviously they're very, very versed at it. And I think what struck me during that conversation with Jon is that they're not necessarily going to go flashy, but they're going for efficient. They are trying to smooth out the process. If anybody's familiar with nonprofit organizations, they know the margin is very small. These guys don't make a lot of money. This is all about taking that collected amount and really giving it back as much as possible to make an impact on these organizations that really, really need it. So, and Jon, from very beginning, he was talking about how they didn't have money, especially the first event. I mean, I was waiting for him to say how many t-shirts they sold on the first one. What did he say? 6?
Well, the first thing they went to, they had a merch table. I think they sold. They made $36.
Yeah, it was mind blowing, right? And, but all that. But I think the big thing here is that they never gave up. The big takeaway here for me is that they continued driving this plan of making impact on cancer organization. If you're not familiar with Tap Cancer Out, it's a jiu-jitsu tournament that travels all around the country. They put up an outstanding and fabulous event with the purpose of collecting donations and donating them towards a great cause within cancer organization. But another thing that struck me as Jon was telling his story is when he said, there's not much I can personally accomplish. I'm kind of at the top of the mountain at this point. What I would like to see, the 800,000 turning into 1 million, turning into 2 million, and continue growing and making an impact. And he even talked about this was the first year where they, instead of having one organization that would benefit from it, I believe he mentioned 9. Is that what it was?
Yeah, they were
9 different organizations. They spread it out because of the amount that they were able to receive from everybody who's supporting them.
Yeah, they're making so that that impact is just growing, and it's not only the impact he's having in as far as money, but the impact I think that he's having on lives, the people that are in these tournaments, the people that run these tournaments. When you see somebody as dedicated as Jon and doing things properly, it has an impact on you, right? And how you see the world and what you think you can accomplish. And it might change some people's perceptions about what they can do. And also, even the little bits, they've got a new podium program now where, it's your subscription, right? And it's your monthly subscription. And you would think that $5 a month, $10 a month isn't making an impact, but it is. It's keeping them. It's keeping Tap Cancer afloat through this crazy year, and the amount of money that's bringing in is huge. And on something like this, where it's tournament based, and they can't hold as many tournaments this year, they have a budget that they can that they have going throughout the year that they can work with, rather than how much money is going to come in January and how much money from this tournament in February. We know every month there's an impact, and that's amazing.
I think they're being creative. They are being creative with the difficult times that surround us today, and not only they are trying to stay afloat, but actually they're trying to make an impact, and with the hope that one day all of this is going to go away. One day, COVID is going to be managed to, us returning to whatever new normal is, and tournaments will resume, and we'll be able to attend these events. And, obviously their goal will continue with making those donations towards the organizations they really, really, really needed.
Yeah, and if you're listening, don't get the wrong idea. They're still out there. They're doing showcases. They've got more events planned for the year, so check them out, see what they've got going on. There's things you could do from home.
Matter of fact, he mentioned December 12th was a National Grappling Day. Is that what it was?
That's what it is. Yeah.
All right. So you can tune in. The idea here is you find a partner at home, on the street, in the garage, at the academy, wherever you are. Maybe not on the street. That's stay off the street. Maybe that's a bad idea. That was hint for Gary. But the goal here is to grapple for 1 hour straight and raise awareness on that day. I'm sure there are hashtags that will follow all this. Everybody's going to share all these interesting videos and photos from that day. So we'll be sharing some of those, and I'm sure it's going to be interesting to see that.
Yeah, I think I'm finally going to get Margaret in a gi for that. And it'll be fun to get her in the gi. It'll probably not be so much fun when she's another in the
let me text her right now.
Me out. Yeah, send her a message.
I'm going to text her right now.
Yeah, we'll see what she says. She's going to tell me I'm full of it. But
you probably are.
I am. I'm always full of it. But today, as far as Tap Cancer Out and what John's doing and his wife Becky, it's made a huge impact on me just in an hour conversation. I was aware of them and I donated to people that I knew that were competing, but you kind of, you write the check or you run your credit card and it's out of sight, out of mind at that point. And when you hear really the amount of people that they're affecting, it's amazing. And I couldn't be happier for him.
And the amount of work they are putting in all of this.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
So
yeah.
Listen to the episode. He shares all the details, how it all started, how it all ending, how it's all going right now, the struggles and the successes, obviously, that they had, and the reaction of the most recent $875,000 check when it was written. What that reaction was. That's interesting too. So
yeah,
tune in.
Great story. It's uplifting, and I think you'll have a good time. So, all right, Thomas.
Gary, off to the next one.
Off to the next one. I'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Raw Radio. Check out all future episodes on our website and all major podcast platforms. Take care.